used to like this movie, right? Yo, it's me, it's the SCOTT, baby, continuing the road to Halloween Horror Month 2020 with this movie, Night of the Demons, a remake from 2009, and wow. Okay, I remember when I saw this on TV, I thought it was a good movie. I kept watching it. I recorded it to a VHS. I kept rewatching it. Regret it. This is the first time I'm watching this with a critical eye. Man, this movie doesn't make any sense. It's a remake. There are some callbacks to the original. Namely, you have Linnea Quigley in a cameo where she pays homage to probably her most famous scene from the original movie where she bends over and you see her underwear. You get that here. There's also the tribute with the boob, where they take the lipstick and put it through. Yeah, they do that here, only this time she puts it through her boob and pulls out her vagina. And I just find it weird how the guy says she pulled it out her pussy. I'm just like, would they talk like that casually with friends, or would you say vagina? I just feel like in a movie like this, they would say vagina, not the other word. They wouldn't be that explicit. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. So the story here is that Angela is having a party at this mansion that has a sordid history. 7 people died, or 6 people died in that house, and they find out later it's because of demonic possession. One of them hung themselves and stopped it from happening. Although that doesn't really make any sense. It makes sense the way our main female does it, but it wouldn't make sense because the way they show possessions happen in this film. And that's one of the main problems, is that it's never consistent how the possessions happen. The first thing we see is that Angela gets bitten by a skeleton in the basement, which, to be honest, I find very improbable. But she slowly starts to become possessed, feeling woozy and stuff, and it takes a little while for her to turn, and then she does. How she went from being woozy and then to all of a sudden be fine and want to place in the bottle and no one questions it is beyond me. But she then passes demon possession to Dex, played by Michael Capone. By the way, Angela is played by Shannon Elizabeth. But she passed it to Dex, played by Michael Capone, through kissing. He starts to feel weird, and Deora Barrett's character, who's like his girlfriend, sort of not, kind of, pulls him away. And he gets a little woozy, but it doesn't take as long for him to become possessed, and he starts having sex with her. Now, this is where the demon possessions become very strange. Deora Barrett gets possessed when Dex decides to do butt sex to her, and that apparently means she's possessed. Okay. Then you have the other female, I forget her name, but she's doing some kind of weird lesbian dance with Angela. Angela rips off her face, and then the next scene, she's possessed, which means if you die, you become possessed. Wait a minute. Because we see later, Jason, he dies, and he becomes possessed. But wait a minute, because that doesn't make sense. Because we are shown in the prologue that people are becoming possessed, but the main woman trying to escape hangs herself, and it stops the curse. But we are shown, if you die, you become possessed. So why didn't she become possessed? Why didn't this plan to have 7 people possessed work back then? Because she hung herself. She died. Therefore, she would become possessed. So for all intents and purposes, this plan should have worked back in the 50s or whatever time period this was. But it didn't because of plot convenience. Also, one of the most ridiculous and most thing that even before I became, critiquing movies, made no sense to me. Colin, played by Edward Furlong, he falls, he breaks his leg. And all that happens is that the character, Monica Kena's character, resets his leg. He becomes possessed. That makes no fucking sense. He wasn't dead. He wasn't, exposed to any type of, he wasn't kissed or fucked or anything. His leg was just reset after being broken. It was reset. And what? This is just simple writing put in there to say, oh, we need only her to be the survivor. So I have her reset the leg and he's possessed. Even though that makes no sense, they put that in there so he can be possessed and she's the only one left. And then we get an ending that makes sense. She pretends to hang herself. And then sun comes up and they fail. My only problem with this is that, this is a callback to the previous, the prologue of this, to the previous party that happened. But again, if she hung herself, here it makes sense because she's not actually dead, so it wouldn't work. But the original person, she hung herself. She died, and as we've seen, if you die, you become possessed. Also, I have a big problem with, oh no, the gate is locked. Guess we can't get out. Yeah, so after Angela gets bit, the spell starts to work over the house. And all the gates are locked. Fucking climb over them. Hello. Are you fucking stupid? People are like, I guess we're stuck here for the night. You have feet. Climb over the fence. How fucking stupid do you have to be? Who wrote this shit? What kind of fucking idiot wrote this script and came with, his leg is broken, she was sent to, and he becomes possessed. Gate's locked, they can't climb over. The gate's locked, can't get out. Climb over. If they had inserted a scene where they try to climb over and some kind of weird thing pushed them back where they can't get out, that would make sense. But they never even attempt to climb over the thing. Yes, there's little spiky things, but come on. We've seen it done in other horror movies where they climb over. It's not that stupid. I mean, it's not that ridiculous to try to climb over something with spiky things. Just try it. It makes no sense that they wouldn't even have attempted to climb over. They just gave up and said, oh, we're just gonna stay here. The acting is somewhat decent, but I'm distracted. Half times it's good. Half the time I'm distracted by a pair of titties in my face because you have these characters dressed like sluts where their tits are basically hanging out of their clothes. And then the other time you got great gore effects. I'll tell you that. That's good. You get great gore effects and stuff like that. But I'm sorry, Monica Kena's plastic surgery is very distracting. I have a hard time paying attention to what's going on in the film because her mouth's all in my face like that. I never understood why people need to get plastic surgery. It makes them look worse than they were before the plastic surgery. Alright? She looks terrible. I'm sorry, but she does. And some of the acting is alright, but it's going through horror tropes. Oh, Dex is the stud who gets all the girls, but there's Daryl Bear's character, and it's her man, even though they're not together anymore. She's still jealous, but they're not together, but she's still jealous. Angela's, she's a slut, but not really. And then you got, oh no, you took my costume. No, it's my, meh. And Edward Furlong is coasting through this. I'm sorry to say, he's done better roles. He's just coasting through this. Looks like they gave him a pack of cigarettes and said, just sit down with the rest of them. That's all he really is. He sits there, he smokes, he puts out a few lines that don't matter, and there's even one time where he's like, I need to fucking get out of here, or fuck it, I'm out of here, or something like that, and then he's just like, fuck it, whatever, and he sits down. I don't think he was actually reading lines there. I think he coasted through this role. He's getting paid, he's making money, who cares what he's saying? I can't even give this a 5. Because I want to say it's decent, but it's not. There's a lot of things that don't make sense, as I've stated. So I'm giving it a 3. Because titties in my face are worth 3 points. Okay? I'm just saying. And then, you know, the Linnea Quigley panty shot is worth 3 points as well. So, there you go. So what are your thoughts on Night of the Demons remake? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I've been Scotty. Join me as we continue the road to Halloween Horror Month 2020. See you. Oh, just a little thing. I might be putting some random other horror movies on the way. Just ones I think I won't be able to get done during the horror month. Here and there. Just random ones. Who knows? But I'll see you.